So in today's video, I'm going to do some myth busting. I'm going to talk about the two concepts that I see most amateur or recreational golfers get incorrect. That if we can just get these concepts right in our minds, then it's going to give us a much better chance of hitting some great golf shots. I'm going to use this lovely hula hoop here to demonstrate both of the concepts. So let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Danny Malcolm, and today I'm going to talk about the two key concepts that most recreational golfers get incorrect, that if we can get right is going to help us hit some much better golf shots. Now before I get into it, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel by clicking the button below. There's lots more great content to come, but let's get straight into it. So key concept number one that I see a lot of players getting incorrect is swinging it straight to hit it straight. I've got to swing this club straight to hit it straight. Now you think, okay, well that kind of makes sense. I want the ball to go straight, so I've got to swing the club straight to get it going straight. Well, you've got to think golf is not a linear sport. There's nothing really straight about the golf swing apart from hopefully the occasional golf shot that goes straight down the middle. But when it comes to the swing itself, we do not swing it straight, not even with the putter. So to demonstrate that, we're going to use this hula hoop. And just firstly, let's imagine if we was playing baseball. Now, if we was playing baseball, we would be swinging the bat up here, and we would be swinging very much around on this sort of angle. Okay, well, golf, we don't play it like this, but we do play it with a ball on the ground. So I'm just going to take this hula hoop, and instead of having it up here, we're going to bring that hula hoop down in this angle with the ball being on the ground. And now when I swing, you can see that I'm swinging a club around on an arc. Now there's nothing straight about this. So if I was to take that away for just a moment, and if I put that down near the ball, you'll see that to make a good efficient golf swing with lots of power, you get the club to work in and around and up on this circle, back, down, in and around, and after impact the club would work in and around and up. So all the while it's traveling on this arc, and actually if there's a little line coming into the ball, it would be on this semicircle as well. So there's nothing straight there whatsoever. What I see a lot of players in an effort to hit it straight is literally guiding the club in a straight fashion. So it'll be looking something like this. If I was actually going to swing straight, hit it straight, and then on the way down, you see the club coming over in this fashion, and then steering towards the target. Now that causes a whole host of issues, not least reducing power, because that's just a big killer source when you start to try and steer the club towards the target. So power is one thing that we lose. Second to that is accuracy, because the club face, you might feel like you're steering it towards the target for longer, but oftentimes you're starting to manipulate the club face, and particularly through impact, you'd often see all sorts of things happening here as the hands throw out and the club rotates over, and left shots, right shots, all sorts can happen there. So it's not the most efficient or most powerful way to swing a golf club. So unlike cricket, I guess cricket is a very sort of linear sport, particularly when you hit. I'm not a cricketer, but I certainly have coached a lot of cricketers, and I see that that's the sort of pattern, that straight stroke towards wherever you're going to hit the ball. Now that's not what we want in golf. So that's concept number one, or myth busting number one, is swinging it straight to hit it straight. Now we don't want to do that. Okay, so moving on to myth busting number two, and this is one that's probably a bit more common, and that is helping the ball up in the air to get that thing launching. Now again, kind of makes sense in that if we want to get that ball launching in the air with an iron shot, or any golf club for that matter, we've got to help that thing up there. That would be your natural instincts. But when we try to do that, that causes a whole host of strike issues and doesn't allow us to use the club as it's designed to be, particularly the iron. So if I was going to help it up, to hit it up in the air, it would look something like this. I would have to lean back. I would have to scoot my wrists or increase the loft to help it up in the air. And that can cause strike issues behind the ball. It can cause high weak flights because we've increased the loft. And if you used to bring that circle back into play here, the low point of that circle, if this was my golf swing, a small version albeit, the lowest point of that arc, if you start to help the ball up in the air, that low point becomes before the ball. Oftentimes you're going to hit here, fat the ball or thin it as you catch it on the upstroke, and it's just going to be a weak, not very nice feeling shot on the bottom couple of grooves more likely. So myth busting number 2 is we don't want to help the ball up in the air. We want to let the club do it all for us. So an iron in particular is designed to be struck on about the 4th or 5th groove right here. So to do that, we've got to get the club leaning forward. If we have the club leaning back, you'll see that we start to hit more on the equator or the lowest few grooves. And you're increasing the loft, weak ball flight, not a very nice feeling. So we need to get that shaft leaning forward, ball turf. And in fact, we need to hit down for the ball to go up and trust that the angle of the club face is going to hit the ball up in the air for us. So the second myth busting is we don't want to help it up in the air. We want to hit down, particularly with your irons. Hit that ball first, turf second. The low point of your swing, the low point of that arc comes a few inches there after the ball, and that's going to give us that nice penetrating flight with your irons. So let's just demonstrate that one. That's a beautiful, beautiful strike there. And so a little bit left, mind you, but that was a nice compressed shot, ball first, then turf. There's no helping that up in the air. So that's my biggest 2 myths to bust. I hope I've done that for you. If you've got any questions, please let me know. And thanks again for watching, and look forward to seeing you soon.